Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for coming along this journey with me. I so appreciate it. And if you're new to me here on this channel, please subscribe. I'd love that, and hit the notification bells so you'll know when another broadcast is shared here. So thank you so much. Can I just make this one comment today? Do you know that you can make a difference in someone's life? Yes, you can make a difference, a lasting difference in someone else's life. This morning I began to ponder over a really powerful mini-series I'd recently watched. And so I want to encourage you that you can make a difference. I can make a difference. What we do can have a lasting impact on those around us. And you may even wonder, how can I make that impact? I'm a nobody. I don't stand out in front of people. I don't speak, or I might just be a housewife. I might just be a teacher. I might just be a secretary in a job. But you know what? What you do makes a difference. And people watch what you do. You may even feel that you don't have any particular skill. And you look around and you see this vast sight of people and wonder, how can I make a difference? Let me encourage you today. You can make a difference. You can make a difference. And as believers, we can make a difference. How? Because of Christ within us. Today, I just want to share the story of this young woman. And she had a job and it had failed. And so she shifted on to this next job. And part of the beginning in her job was to make jam. Yep, you heard it right. Her job was to make jam. So she went about making jam. Did she know how to do it properly? No. Did she learn? Yes. Did she get it right? Yes, she did. In fact, after mastering it, she was made a customer service representative. She had a promotion because she was faithful in all that she did. And it was really interesting. She did all this in a time of national upheaval. However, she didn't let that undermine the best that she put in. Her faithfulness caused her boss to ask a very, very risky question. He had watched her, and he had watched her, and seen what she was like. He saw her strengths, her loyalties. She saw her coming and going. She saw what she did. She saw what she was like. And then asked her for help. And the help that he asked could impact her own life. This lady's name was Miep Gees. And I ask you, have you heard of that name? I certainly hadn't. But what she did impacted the lives of so many, many people. It impacted their lives even for the rest of her own life. You may not have heard her name, but you may have heard the name of her employer. His name was Otto Frank. And you may or may not have heard his name, but you may have heard the name of his daughter. His daughter's name was Anne Frank. And she, Miep, and others, she and others were key in hiding up to 8 Jewish people for over 2 years in what they called the secret annex at her workplace. And for over 2 years, she did her utmost to make those people comfortable. She brought food, she found food, she brought books, she did all she could. She built up a relationship. In fact, she carried on that relationship she had with the Frank family until that eventful day on the 4th of August 1944. That day turned upside down the lives of so many people. And even after that tragic event of that day and what followed, she made a difference. You know, if it wasn't for her, we would not have this book today, The Diary of a Young Girl, or as many of you may know, The Diary of Anne Frank. And even after the war and after Otto Frank, the sole survivor of those 8 people, returned home, Miep and her husband took him in for 7 years. Not only that, she shared the story for the rest of her life. You know, she lived to be 100 years old. She left a legacy that lasted generation after generation after generation. How, you may say? Because of what she did all those years ago. She did her best, and her best caused her employer to ask a simple request. Well, it wasn't a simple request, but asked a request of her, and she said yes. And as she would say, the rest is history. Her yes turned many, many lives around. So let me encourage you today. What you are doing today may seem insignificant, but you know what? The small things we do will be seen by others. And we do not know the lives that we will impact by what we do. You know, the widow in the Bible was asked, "What do you have in your hand?" And it was a small jar of oil. And she was given instructions what to do. And because she said yes, she followed those instructions, it saved her life, the life of her children, and eventually the life of their children. You know, she left a legacy because she obeyed instructions. You know, we can make a difference. We all have a purpose, and we need to be obedient to the instructions the Lord gives us. You know, it may be a simple instruction to go share some food with someone. It may be to share a smile. It may be more significant than that. But it doesn't matter. All we need to do is be obedient to the instructions and do the best that God has given us to do. What we do makes a difference. We do not know who is watching us. We do not know what our simple daily life can transform somebody else. As believers, our lives need to be a testimony of what the Lord has done. And we can express this faithfulness. We can express this love by what we're doing, even if it seems insignificant and small. Today I want to encourage you. We all have a purpose. We all have a part to play. You know, in the Bible it talks about the body, and there are many parts, and how the eye can't do what the hand does, and the hand can't do what the foot does. You know, we all have a part to play in God's larger plan. We just need to be faithful to what God has called us to be. You know, it's interesting. Miep G left this very, very powerful quote, and it says, even as a regular secretary, a housewife, or a teenager can turn on a small light in a dark room. Do you know, when you turn the light on, all darkness goes. You know, we can be a light to others. You know, the Bible says we're to be a light on a hill. We are to be seen. We are to show forth the love of God. What we do is, and what we say, is not insignificant. We can impact the lives of others by our faithfulness. So I want to leave you with this thought. If we're asked a question, if we were given some certain instructions, what is our response? What is our answer? Will it be yes? I pray it will be. When God calls us, when God asks us to do something, let our answer be yes. Know that we can make a difference in people's lives. And as we share the love of Christ to those around us, lives will be impacted. And we don't know how our life can impact others. So let us be faithful. Let us be faithful. Let us go on doing what we've been asked to do, and do it to the best we can. Let us be obedient to God's instructions for our lives, and let us see Christ glorified in all that we do. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching today. I really appreciate it. So please, if you're new to this channel, hit the subscribe button. Click the bell for notifications, and I'd love it if you'd leave a comment just to say where you're from. I'd love it when I see different nations following and seeing how God can impact those in your nation. So thank you for joining. God bless you.